Hey.
There you go.
Do I do?
There, you sound better now. Then we look good there.
I always look good.
Hey guys, welcome to the Moe and O show. My name is Omar Gonzalez.
And I'm Omar Ellis.
Hey, you know the intro last time you did was like really good.
Oh.
And I just ruined this one.
I don't even know what I did last time.
It was so pro. It was like I was editing and you were like, hi, we are a podcast that brings you technology, photography, we talk coffee, and whatever you guys want to talk about.
I didn't ruin it by like, well, you're here, so you might as well watch.
Yeah, totally. So we're back together. So yeah. And we actually, you were a little bit down and now I'm sick, but we got together.
Yes, regardless.
Yeah. And we attempted to do like a remote podcast, like through Skype. Let's clap together.
Yeah, because my mic wouldn't pick that up. 1, 2, 3.
All delayed.
We are
It's all right.
called smart people.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not the same.
But it wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible, but like everything automated, you missed that human interaction.
Yeah.
And without the human interaction, nothing could be wonderful.
Yeah, and I can't do this like over Skype.
It's not awkward. It's all
Yeah,
good.
so it's good to be back together. And last time I did a solo pod. It's not the same doing a solo podcast. I feel like I'm doing one of my regular YouTube videos.
And I feel betrayed, even though it's me that couldn't show up because I was down. I feel like, look at this guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't need me.
Yeah. Oh, and I was going to say, thank you 100%. We get comments from people that are like, this is hilarious. This is great. And just like everyone else feels about what they do in their work, I'm always thinking like, we're not good. We suck. We could be better.
No, we are. Those comments do help me. Exactly the same thing you're going through. Like I have fun doing these, and then sometimes when I'm watching them, I actually not sometimes. I always enjoy watching them, but human nature creeps in, and the doubt of like, does anyone like this? Are they enjoying it? Are they interested in what we're doing? And then we get the great comments that tell us all the great things, that we're awesome, we're funny, and that you should never do this without me.
Oh my God. Every one of my laughs is going to be like my grandpa. Like,
Pongo un poquito Vicks ahí.
yeah, seriously. So I wanted to say thank you to the people who keep saying, this is hilarious. Keep going. They actually maybe they sense that we're kind of like slowing down, we're getting sick.
The end is near.
And most podcasts don't survive, like.
It's hard. It's hard to create on a weekly basis something that you feel comfortable putting out.
Totally.
Because we could put garbage out every day.
Yeah.
And one person will watch it, they'll get our views up. But if you're not comfortable with what you're putting out, why would you want to keep doing it?
Yeah, and I think the point I'm at now, and I guess you sense it too, is in the beginning it was just us messing around, But then at a certain point, when you podcast for a while, you're just like a relationship. You're like, hey, what's the next step? Where are we going?
Yes.
What's the growth? I know when I listen to podcasts, I hate sponsors.
Yeah.
But do we need sponsors?
We need sponsors. We need everything. And I need to pick up my socks more often. Omar gets mad when I leave my socks on the floor now that we're in this relationship.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I am now. Is let's definitely keep going. Totally fun to hang out and record. But definitely don't give up. Like growth can be slow in the beginning.
We have to find that line now of let's keep this fun, but we have to put a little work into it.
Yeah.
Because you know what? If we don't put a little work in it, the quality is going to show.
Yeah. And so what we've been doing, a little like unveil the curtain now.
Ooh, come on in. Doors open.
Is we've tried to record just being totally spontaneous. So we will just turn on the microphones and come up with topics like a second before we record. And I feel a little stressed that we should have something written out,
And I'm the opposite. I'm like, well, go. So it works out, though, because we actually have compromised and we do a little bit of both. And those, I think, we agree, tend to be the best, where we have something laid out, but like my nose, you never know which way it's going.
We would love your feedback too. What are the parts of the podcast you find most enjoyable? Is it like our photo talk? Is it when we talk about movies? I know when we talk about a specific movie, like some of our specific fans like that, so they'll comment about the movies and. But anyway,
I think the fact that we mention every time that this is a in everything type of podcast as far as photography, electronics, comics, movies. Most of the people watching are open to it, but there's always that one guy like, that's not photography talk.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. It's okay. Come on in anyway, sir.
Yeah, not a problem. And also, you know what I saw? I saw a how to grow your podcast video. I was watching a couple of those, and they said that our title and our art is something that people click on, like when they're looking through podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like our title is not searchable. Like if someone's looking for a photography podcast that has a delicious humor in it, they're not going to find it on the Moe and O show.
Right. That's because it doesn't tell you anything.
Doesn't tell you
It just says
anything.
Moe and O, and then this wonderful logo, but the logo doesn't say anything either. But it is an awesome logo.
It
though.
totally is.
It is.
But our description does say a photography podcast with tech. So we have to work on our keywording and
Is the description searchable?
I believe it does come up. Okay. And also topics come up. So if someone searches, Sony A7 III or Fuji X-T2, X-T3, then that'll come up. And street photography is one of our topics that always gets a lot of views.
And one of our overdue projects. I really want to get out there and shoot.
Well, let's go. Today's warm.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
After this, we're going to do it.
I'm tired.
Indeed, though. He's like, I wasn't going to do anything. But this guy calls me, shows up late. He's useless. Why is he even here?
Oh, my God. All right, so I see you have some cool robot on your Sony A7 III. What is that?
That is the Zeiss 25 millimeter f2 baddest badass lens. It is so I've always been a tight shooter for my grab and go lens, so 50, 85, those are my comfort zones. I picked up the Tamron 28 to 75.
Yeah, I have it here.
And the gentleman at the Unique Photo Store here in New Jersey let me know that, because he knows me, we've talked over years, and he knows that I like prime lenses and I like fast lenses and I like expensive lenses, but he knows because of everything going on with the brand new Sony that I'm on a budget. He said to me, we have this $1,300 lens in and it's about $700.
Used.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, what? Really? Tell me about it. Say more. And, he talked me into getting up, going down to the store, trying it out on the camera, and instantly fell in love. The minimum focus distance, the wide field of view, the actual pictures it produces. There's a lot of P's there. The actual pictures it produces were amazing and at a camera store. So I'm like, okay, listen, take this Tamron back and give me that Zeiss.
Take this damn Tamron back.
Well, I knew you had just gotten it, so I knew worst case scenario, I could swap it out.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I didn't have a big deal swapping it back out, and I do not regret getting this lens at all. All the practice I've done with it, all the little shoots with my dog, the streets that I've done with it so far, simply love it. And even though it's not super useful, the fact that it has an electronic rangefinder,
never seen that before,
on the front there, where wherever I focus, it tells me how far that object is from me. Which if you really needed it, it will come in handy. I don't use it because I don't do that kind of photography. That lens is badass, though.
Yeah,
that is my new favorite lens, and I'm trying to figure out how I can work some portrait shoots into it where I can do some minimum focus distance and not have a problem and not create super distortion. So I got to find that perfect balance because I want to do a portrait shoot with that.
Yeah, I've seen portrait shoots with a 24, 1.4, and if this has pretty bokeh, you got to do more full body though.
Yeah.
If you go into the head, they're gonna peephole.
Call me Balloony.
Great focal length though, like a general focal length.
Like I never thought of 25. Like I've always heard 24. I've always heard
24, 35.
Right.
It's right in between. Yeah.
When he said 25, I'm like, you know what? That is perfect. I'm gonna come down, check it out, and I do not regret. First of all, I am never afraid to buy a used lens because you're always able to try them out, and if it doesn't work, you can bring it back.
Yeah.
And you're not hit with the super restocking fee.
Oh, okay.
But also with that. Most of my lenses I've purchased throughout my life with cameras have been used.
Yeah.
Very few lenses do I buy. I got the 7200. That was my only full out purchase when I had my Nikon. Everything else I picked up either through B&H's, and they have a very reputable and great rating systems for their lenses.
Absolutely. So buying used lenses, we should talk about that really quick. But people, what should you buy used and what can you buy used? I think lenses for one. By the way, if you're buying used, you have to be, of course, wary of like eBay and Craigslist and stuff like that.
None of my main purchases have ever come through an auction site. I would use Amazon for certain used things because Amazon has an amazing return policy.
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
So if you get something that's not what you were told it was going to be, you just send it back.
Yeah, but the guy you're meeting on the corner.
That guy like, yeah, I'll be here next Tuesday.
I purchased two things through Craigslist a long time ago. One was my Canon 40D, which was my first step above a Rebel. And I met the guy in Fort Lee, New Jersey, like at night and in the middle of the street. When someone's like, hey, we'll meet you in front of this Starbucks or whatever.
I'll be in the van.
Come in the van.
Don't come on. It's in here. It's all good.
You like? Come in.
You like, you buy the Omar line.
Yeah. So, but super nice guy. And the camera worked out to be great, So that's number one. And the second was the 24-105 f4 lens, which is a kit lens for Canon.
And you rocked that for a long time.
A long time. I did events with that thing. And so that one I bought in the Village. I met someone in front of a coffee shop, and it was a woman. And she didn't even know what she had kind of thing. And I got it for a good price, and I ended up selling that recently.
Didn't you have a camera story, though, with something you picked up? No? Am I just making it up?
Could it be the thing?
No. I thought you picked up, or so, didn't you buy like a Mark III or 4 and it didn't work out? Is that my imagination?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. So when I bought the Sony a7 III, I realized I'm not going to use my Canon 5D Mark III anymore. So I put it up for sale on eBay and it sold right away, but the person didn't pay. That's what it was. So it turns out I got someone through Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace, pretty good.
Yeah, no, I bought a lot of phones there. I bought some camera stuff there, but not like lenses and stuff, like like flash accessories and stuff.
Furniture.
Yeah, definitely like Facebook Marketplace better than eBay because I've had the same.
Craigslist, man.
Well, I never used Craigslist to sell. I bought
or buy.
I bought bike parts and stuff like that years ago. But definitely the good thing about bad thing about eBay, not the good thing, is exactly what happened to you. When I was selling my 7200, it sold 7 times, and the 7th time someone finally paid.
Oh my God!
And I got the money for the lens, and they haven't returned it yet because I didn't take the money out of the account yet and move it into my account, because what happened the first time was, let me tell you what happened the first time I sold the lens. All right. I had it priced for like $800, which I thought was a steal for a 7200.
Yeah, no one wants to pay anything anymore.
Oh my God. I had such tunnel vision with my own lens because I've used it for so long. It still was producing amazing photos. And I'm like, well, anyone gets this lens, they're going to be lucky. I had no idea how many things were wrong with that lens. So the first guy who bought the lens was like, dude, the whole front is bent a little bit. And I'm like, well, in the picture you see that the filter ring isn't even. So you could tell it's bent there. And he's like, well, I can't put a filter on it. And I'm like, I've never used a filter. So I never thought about
he returned it?
So ultimately, he picked off like 5-6 things that I didn't realize were wrong with the lens.
No.
So then I put it up for like $200.
Oh my God.
But I put it on auction for $200. The first one was buy it now.
Oh, okay.
And then I put it back up as, you know what, this guy is so right. I mean, I couldn't believe that I didn't see all these things wrong with the lens. So to be fair, I put the full description of what the guy told me was wrong. I put it in the description.
Great. You have to.
And then I sold it. But you know what? It sold 5 more times, and no one bought it. And no one paid for it. Each time was a case to eBay.
So here's like how do you remember how eBay used to be? It was like garage sale. It was only people who wanted to sell stuff. I'm talking 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And everyone was a personal seller. Now if you look something up, it's all businesses that sell.
Conglomerates and businesses.
Conglomerates.
And
So
stuff like that, yeah.
And the other thing is when someone buys something of yours on eBay, it's always like someone with zero feedback.
They're in Germany.
Yeah, they no offense, Germany. We
No
love you
offense.
guys.
No offense, but if I specifically say will not ship
Yeah.
overseas.
Why are you bidding, man? I said no international, yo.
Yes, that's exactly my point about they're in Germany. Everything is like no international.
No, yeah. I want to just ship local.
Or worse than that, they have 0 ratings and they've been active for 3 years, and all of a sudden they're just buying your
I
lens.
know,
I'm
man.
like,
It's like super scam. So I feel like the last few things I've put up on eBay is that people, and you cannot put negative feedback anymore. In the old days, if someone didn't pay, you could give them negative feedback. You can't do that anymore.
But they could do it to you.
They could do it to you.
Yeah, that's
I was like,
that's
suck it!
You got to be kidding me, because I'm like, eBay, please cancel this transaction. Well, Mr. Morales, we can do that. Well, first of all, they're from the Philippines. I love the Philippine customer service because they're always trying to help you, even though they don't understand our culture. They don't care. They want to help you. They're like they. I wonder if they're whipped if they don't do a good job. Anyway, so they want to make sure that you're happy at the end of the day, so they can say, "Whew, I did a great job." So anyway, they're like, "Let me tell you, I can do that for you, but if I do, the person who purchased your lens can leave you negative feedback for you canceling the order." I'm like, but I've reached out to them 6 times. I've asked them to pay me 5
that's
times.
What I'm saying.
He's
It's
like,
ridiculous.
but still, they can leave negative feedback. We have to follow all the procedures. So by the time I got to the 7th sale, I was, waiting to, hit the dispute button. But the guy,
and then the dispute takes forever. So I stopped with eBay and I stopped with Craigslist because of the creepiness. A little scared. And so Facebook Marketplace for used. And the girl that bought my 5D Mark III was so excited to get it. We were at a Starbucks. She brought protection. Don't ever go anywhere alone with cash.
No.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Because I was going to rob that girl.
Yeah.
Yo.
He's like, yo, run that, son. Run it.
So,
Sorry, I had a flashback. I'm back. Poor Romy.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry if I keep coughing, guys. Anyway, she had like an envelope full of cash. She bought the lens and the camera, but the look of her face is like what my face was like when I got my 40D, which was so big. And I was like, wow, it's a real camera after coming from the plasticky Rebel. And she's like, I'm so excited to go full frame. And it cost her, I got $800 for it.
That's pretty good. I got $580 for my 800, my D800 when I sold that one. And that one was a Facebook Market meetup, and we met up in the Starbucks in the New Jersey Turnpike.
Wow, they got a good deal.
Yeah, they did.
That's a good camera, man.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. After the lens had so many things bad with it, I started feeling guilty. Like, is this stuff more beat up than I think it is? Even though the camera was repaired, the camera was repaired and up to snuff, I realized, you know what? Let me just get rid of it.
Sometimes it's
Let me just get rid of it.
I mean, yeah, sometimes that's how I was with the 5D Mark III. I said, if this sits around my 40D, no one would buy it for $100. I'm like, this thing could take amazing pictures.
And people are like, well, it's 18 years old. It's a 40D. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want
Actually, one kid tried to buy it, and he's like, he's looking at it. He's got a cash in hand, the $100, and he's like, man, I can't wait to start doing video with this.
Oh.
He's like
Yeah,
a
I'll take
millennial
that back.
young guy that was like excited to start his filming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this doesn't do video. I should have just been like, yeah. See ya.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. Nah, I wouldn't do that. But I told him, I said, this doesn't do video, man. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Okay, we had to pause because the stupid light doesn't understand we're recording and that our heads are very shiny.
No, we appreciate you, Mr. Sun, but we appreciate you when you're consistent.
I was going to tell you something, yo. You listening?
All it is,
Stop hitting the
I
microphone.
can't help it. Talk to me, man. What's up?
No, I was going to say that we talked about this a little bit, but being a Nikon user switching to Sony, you're a little bit at a disadvantage. Anyone who's Nikon, I think, should go Z or wait for the next Z.
I don't regret this move.
No, I understand. But you have to think about lenses.
Well, first of all, I would need an adapter anyway, so I still wouldn't have the true lens. I mean, it'd be less incompatibility as I have now. But the fact that I would have needed an adapter was still a turnoff.
Yeah.
No matter what, you're losing some quality with an adapter.
My Canon lenses are pretty fast.
But are they?
Hold on, we're getting dark again. Hello, darkness, my old friend. It's coming back. Okay. Oh, but so I was saying Sony users that are coming from Canon, and that's why all the videos I see on YouTube are like, hey, switch from Canon to Sony, switch from Canon to Sony, because the price of entry is like, just get the body for now.
Right, because you have that Sigma adapter, right?
Yeah, and you said that you have adapters, but they're not as like zippy.
Like I bought. So basically, the adapters for the Nikon bodies are the same exact looking adapter. So it's one of those Chinese-made adapters, and photodiox. The one by B&H was like Commeal or something like that.
Yeah.
And there's like two other ones, and if you put them side by side and you unpack them side by side, if you flip the boxes around, you don't know who's who unless the photodiox with the gold ring.
Yeah.
The rest of them don't have a gold ring, and you're wondering what's going on with all that.
All right, I got a question for you. Best Chinese brands. Give me one.
Camera or in general?
We'll start camera, but any.
I like Young Yo.
Good one. Young Yo.
Young Nuo. Or
Young
how,
Nuo,
how
yeah.
Are you, how are they pronounced? I would say Young Yo, which is wrong.
It's going to be a pain to edit. Stupid cloud. It was this little cloud. Now it's going back and forth. The cloud is like,
what?
I got one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Chinese brand of the year for me, Newer.
Oh, yes. I forget their Chinese brand, yes.
Newer, they're modifiers. They're super cheap, $30 modifiers. I use those all the time, man.
They're the best modifiers in the game because of pound for pound what you're paying for.
Totally. Like bang for the buck is off the charts.
People do not, I never heard that brand. Listen, pick it up and you'll realize it's not Cowboy Studio.
Yeah, Cowboy Studio is a little breakable.
Yeah, Cowboy Studio are cheaper, but they're cheaper.
Yeah.
And you're left, like, again, when you're first starting, pick up a Cowboy Studio. Understand how to use the things. That way you're better at it when you are able to upgrade to the better stuff.
Yeah, I think for like light stands and stuff.
Light
Cowboy
stands,
Studio, fine.
Huge reflectors. I mean, whatever you want to save a couple bucks on, and you're brand new, Cowboy Studio all the way.
But Newer is high class.
Hi, that's like that Kodak stuff right there.
Actually, that should be brand of the year. So Flashpoint and Godox stuff is crazy. Have you gotten into that flash system at all?
Okay. You know what? I haven't decided what to do other than wait on my lighting system. Waiting on this lighting system literally here.
Yeah, man. I'm not even going to edit it. This video will be, those of you watching on YouTube will be going dark and bright. I don't care.
You don't care.
I don't care anymore. Not until we're at like 600 subscribers. Here we go. We're going dark again. Yeah.
It's like a roller coaster of love and light.
Oh, you started doing some YouTube videos, buddy.
Don't talk about those.
Okay. Well, just talk about how you're trying to dip into the waters a little.
Here's the thing. I'm purposely stating at the beginning of all those videos that they're not for your accomplished photographer. They're for the brand new.
Why?
Someone just got me a camera. It's for a purpose. It's to make myself comfortable in front of the camera first.
Because you've got the grasp. Yeah.
Because if you remember the first video I sent you that I edited
the
and I was
draft.
so happy about it, and I was on medication. And then when I rewatched it, like I sent it to Omar, and then I rewatched it like within minutes of sending it to him, and whenever the video ended, I replied back to him, disregard my last.
We're going to play that right here.
and never watch that ever again.
No, that's what you got to do. You just got to do it. That's one of the things. And I'm glad you made those 2 videos just to get your feet wet. I go back to my first videos, man, cringe. So I think sometimes you just have to start. You just have to start something. So I thought that was great that you made some videos. Editing is hard, right? It takes a long time.
The first video actually talked about it had like 8 apologies to Omar in the video for all the editing that I make him go through. It was horrible. No, but then
no one realizes to make like an 8-minute YouTube video is like hours. It's like the whole day.
It's like
to really, if you want to make a good one, you could do a talking head video like this and just, talk about rumors and cameras like a radio show and film it in 10 minutes, get tons of views. But, if you want to make something good, you got to.
And that was the whole thing. The first video, the 2 videos that I put out recently are basically like a 1 and a 1 alpha, because I put this video out saying that, what did I say? Oh, buy yourself a cheap prime lens.
Yes, because no one knows their nifty 50 is like it. it
It's
improves
gonna make
you exponentially.
It's like no matter what, it's a better tool, so it's gonna make you better.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna make you an awesome person.
Totally,
You still have to
totally.
work on what you're doing. So that was my whole point. But then I realized I just shoved all this stuff in the first video, not explaining why.
Yeah.
So that was the second video. It was a part 1, part 2. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So
I think they have to be shorter when you start off. Like they were a little long, and I like that you filmed your screen and that you were showing photographs. People love that. So, but make them like 3 minutes to start.
that's
It's a
too
good
long.
goal.
That's too long.
Here's Moe's
as long
30-second tips.
As long as you click, and as soon as you're done, as soon as it plays, it's done.
How to put your lens on. Here
Hi.
we go. Line up the thing. Done.
That's another thing. I'm still not used to my lens placement on the Sony.
Oh, you know what? The Canon, what do you call it? The adapter has the button in the Canon place. They did it on purpose because the Sony one is down here. You know what it is? The same as Fuji. Do you see Fuji's is at the bottom? So I told you I hold the camera at the bottom like this.
I have to retrain myself. What do you do?
Just hold it at the bottom like this, and use your ring finger on the, and then twist like you're taking off. Is it Nikon lenses backwards?
yeah, it's the opposite
That's
direction.
why. Yeah, you got a lot. Nikon to Sony is rough, bruh.
Nikon to anything is rough. Nikon, an amazing camera. The DA50
I
is
see you
still the
going back.
monster. No.
I see you going back in 3 years.
No.
Totally do. You change phones all the time.
Yeah,
this
but how long
camera's
have
resale might
how
be-
long have I had a camera for?
True.
I've been in Nikon for thousands of years, and once I've invested in Nikon, I stayed in Nikon. Now I'm invested in Sony.
Yeah, but you're gonna skip the next Nikon. But when the Z9000 comes out,
No, because now I have these lenses. I'm not going through the whole purpose of getting other lenses. I have my 85, I have my 50.
Yeah.
I have my wide at 25, and I'm set right there.
totally.
But I even have the kit lens, which is so respectable. The 28 to
Oh yeah,
70.
It's in it at 3.5 to 5.6.
Yeah, it's so respectable
I'm a
for
snob
a kit
for
lens.
that.
No,
I'm sorry.
Listen,
Look at this lens right here, 1.4.
shut your mouth.
1.4, yo.
But I'm saying, first of all, I don't do anything that needs a zoom like that. But if I needed to break it out in an emergency, I have it. And I wouldn't be afraid to use it.
No, that's the same as my 18 to 55 lens. Oh my god, I'm sorry, my nose is running.
Everything is running. His nose, the
Oh my God.
sunlight. You know what? We should have lunch later. Are you gonna move for lunch?
I thought we were gonna do street photography.
street
yo.
photography while we have sandwiches.
Hey, you know what we should do one day? We should do food photography, where you do like a little bit of Moe's Magic Kitchen kind of thing, and then with overhead natural light, a la
Dennis Prescott.
yeah,
Freaking man.
and then just boost that saturation.
You've
yo.
seen it before on our podcast, and you've heard us mention it before. If you have not watched those episodes, please go find Dennis Prescott. He's actually at the Dennis Prescott on Instagram.
I believe it's the Dennis Prescott, not the.
The one and only, ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Prescott. No, he is the greatest food photographer, and
Hands
actually,
down, bruh.
And people are actually now mimicking his style, which is like everything great.
Yeah,
Like-
I
like-
am.
like-
Let me show you one of my pictures right here. Did you see my Indian
Yes,
food
I saw that.
photography?
I did
Yo,
think. I
copied
did think.
Prescott. Yo,
I did think DP all the way, and I don't mean easy now. Whoa.
Yo.
Wait, what kind of show is this?
Hey, DP review.
All day long.
Yeah.
I like those guys.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next time. We even have stuff written down for next show.
This is so unheard of. Who are we?
In the next show, we're going to talk about YouTube resources
First
that
of
might
all,
help you.
if both of us aren't on a leave of absence the next
that's
episode,
true.
because we're just a bunch of jacked up old people that look good though.
Age. I'm glad you brought that up. What are some of the, I was going to say, the advantages and disadvantages of being like an older photographer? Because we're like mid 40s. In our 20s, there were advantages of being a 20-year-old. But like, how do you feel?
I think automatically, if you carry yourself correctly, you're gonna get more respectability instantly.
Any age, you mean?
No, I think if you're
Well, look at Joey.
no.
All right,
If you're a client and you put a older photographer, not like a 90-year-old photographer, but a seasoned photographer and a young photographer next to each other, and they both sell
True.
the spiel. If they're both confident in what they're doing, the client's going to go with the more seasoned photographer
because it
just
represents
because they
experience.
assume
Yeah.
experience.
So a younger person has to really work harder for reputation, for showing that professionalism. We're talking young 20s, young.
Right. Not 30s.
Not 30s, because
no.
30s, that's like the best decade ever when you're in your 30s.
The world is perfect for you.
I think for some of us, what happens when you pass your 40s as a photographer is you actually start to believe in yourself. You actually start to become confident. I think, because me as a childish personality, like I really haven't grown up. If I'm in a room with adults, I always feel like the child. No joke. I'm like, and I'm, kind of like how Dexter pretends to be normal, but he's a serial killer. I'm a clown.
Good comparison.
Yeah, I'm a
perfect.
clown at a party. Sorry, I'm a normal person at a party, like shaking hands. Hello, nice to meet you. But inside, I'm like, ooh,
I want to poke him in the nose.
But once you reach 40, that gets suppressed a little bit more, and you actually are more professional. For some of us, I feel like I'm more professional and more confident. Like, I got this.
Yeah, you're able to pull out stuff. You're able to do things more with a sense of confidence than you would have at your early 20s.
Totally.
Like, mind you might have known how to do it in your early 20s, but you wouldn't have felt confident that you're selling it to the person and they're buying 100%.
Yeah.
Now you're like, boom, this is how I'm going to do it. This is how it's going to get done. And they're going to love it.
They're going to love it. You have confidence. You know that you're the expert kind of thing. And what I was going to say, the disadvantage of being older, no joke, is
that heavy gear?
well, one, physically for sure. But I was going to say, man, when you're young, your hours are, you could shoot something at 3 a.m. You could be out. You could
edit it till 6 in the morning.
Yeah, and if anyone says, hey, I got to shoot tonight, you want to come? Like, if that happens now, you're like,
What?
What? I want to watch Netflix.
After 7? What? I don't think you understand.
I don't think you understand.
My name is Moe.
I'm over 40.
What? That's nuts.
But if you're in your 20s, man, God bless you guys. You can stay up. You can do all-nighters. Your work, you can work more than we can. So I think being an older photographer, there's benefits, confidence, being sure of yourself, experience, of course. But I do miss the virility.
I think that's where I lucked out. I think my photographer window was in my after 32, 33 range. And I didn't get to experience the super early photographer because I did all that stuff for fun.
Yeah.
And I wasn't technically sound. I was just taking great photos.
Yeah.
I was that guy. I knew how to work the camera when I was in manual, but I didn't know what everything meant.
Yeah, for sure.
I knew keep everything towards the middle of that meter bar and you're good.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I knew. I was still hitting you with harsh flash,
Totally.
But, with time, everything improved, so I was able to get professional and be good about that.
You're so right. I went through my old photos because I have a huge catalog of like 200,000 photographs from like the beginning, 2002.
The beginning.
And there's a section there where the number of photographs exponentially exploded. So let's say 2003, right? There's only the folder has like 2,000 photographs. There's a point there where I wanted to get better in photography. And if I scroll through the photos, it's all a gazillion tests with umbrellas. And remember, we used to do that? We used to get together and be like, where do we move this umbrella? Let's do, it was after the Dom class.
Let's find the speculars.
The speculars. And we said, hey, let's try butterfly lighting here.
Oh, yeah,
Remember in Woodridge?
Yes. Oh.
So if I scroll through my photographs, there is tons of learning going on. And I think you guys, if you're not getting better or you feel like you're in a rut, you need to like set up a mannequin head or get a friend and shoot and try different things. Move that light around and shoot.
Whatever you shoot, practice.
Yeah.
Because if you can't get a mannequin, you can't get a friend to sit still, you don't have a pet that will sit long enough, find something in the house and use that as a makeshift, like what kind of lighting. Make a lens on the middle of your table epic.
Yeah.
Just practice. It doesn't matter. You want to use different textures, different lights, different colors. You want to use a white object, a black object, because it's just practice. Like Omar knows when he goes to a certain venue or he knows that he has a certain type of photo shoot coming up, he will set up that entire shoot somewhere else and practice it.
Yeah.
So that when he gets to the event, it's not second nature because there's certain things that are different, but there's less things he has to worry about.
It increases your toolbox. I'll give you a quick example. I've been to certain venues where the back walls don't have uplighting. And if you're a photographer for events, that is gold when the decor company puts beautiful colored lighting because it gives like a separation. But I've been to a few events where the person doesn't get uplighting. And so I practice gelling a few flashes and putting them on the floor, and it does light up the wall. Like you can make your wall blue if you wanted to. And I practiced it. I never used it, but at least it's in my toolbox.
You always have it, and you're ready to go just in case. And that's what I'm saying. Structured practice is very important, not just practice. I mean, if you can go out there and shoot a dog all day long, but when you got home, what did you learn from that? What did you put yourself in a situation where something's
what aperture
different?
you were using? And people always ask, how come the dog's nose is sharp but his eyes aren't?
Oh my God!
Like
Speaking
if you
of that, I said to you earlier today, if I was able to get the right follow-up photos to go with my video, I would have posted it yesterday. You know who my follow-up photos were?
Who?
PJ, my dog. I have a Dachshund. Love that guy. I hate his nose.
Because it's like 10 feet long.
His nose is so long, even at f4, it could still be out of focus if I hit his eyes.
Oh, f4. Wow, yeah.
Yesterday, I was shooting at f4, compensating for his nose with the Zeiss baddest 25 millimeter f2. The baddest.
Not sponsored by.
And I had these great photos. And I put them up on Lightroom, and I hit record on QuickTime, and then I saw how out of focus his eyes were, or how out of focus his nose was.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's f4, so I have to go back now and do it at f4.
But you know what's coming for Sony?
Yeah.
The animal eye autofocus.
No, that won't help me.
Yeah, it will.
No, it won't.
Yeah, it will. His nose won't get in focus.
Well, that was the whole point, because I wasn't looking through the viewfinder there. I was just holding it way low because he's like this high off the ground.
Yeah, but if you have an eye autofocus button, you push that, it'll be like. Zzz.
I'm not sure if they're porting that to the S3.
Yes, they are.
S3. That's a phone. The A7 III.
You don't even know your camera.
Oh man!
All right, we've been long enough. Let's go get some food because your stomach's like.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's get some food. We're only gonna do one today because you need to rest and eat.
Let's do it.
You're icky.
That's good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got to stop coughing. Hopefully next week I won't be coughing.
So anyway, guys, thanks for coming out as always. Let us know down in the comments below what you want to see more of. Doesn't mean we're going to do it.
Yeah,
it just means that we want to hear it so that we can put it into our plan.
Screw that. Don't tell us anything. I always feel like a show's in trouble if they start asking the audience, what do you guys want to see? Screw you.
You're on your own.
No, it's not really screw you, but we need to figure out how to. I thought this one was a little structured. A little bit more structured. We stuck with what we were going to talk about, which was what?
I don't even know. Who are you? Why did I even come here? He's going to get me sick. I just got healthy.
We are going to practice and do some street photography. So I'm going to bring my Fuji.
I only have the Sonys now, so I'm going to bring a Sony.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you
thanks
next
for
time.
coming out. Be good.
Oh, let's do a screenshot here with all the cameras.
This is a camera, too.